Walking is okay when you get into running. Biggest mistake new runners are doing when it comes to pace, the biggest mistake, that mistake is running too. Hey, I'm Dan, this channel is Bucket List Fit, and we are talking about the perfect running pace for a new runner or a runner that's doing their first 5K. So let's get into it. Before I talk about the perfect running pace, I want to talk about the biggest mistake new runners are doing when it comes to pace, the biggest mistake. That mistake is running too hard all the time. So I made this mistake all the time, and that's basically going out and running until you're out of breath and thinking that the amount of out of breath you are is how well your workout was or how good your run is. And the reality is, if you're going out and doing that every time when you're a new runner, you're just going to be risking way too much for the reward. You're going to be promoting injury, and over time you're just going to be beating yourself down, and you're going to get hurt, and you're going to ruin all your momentum. So slow down. First thing, big mistake, don't go out too quick. So the perfect speed to running is also going to be your perfect workout for building up those miles when you first start out. So there's lots of different types of workouts you could do. Interval training, fartlek training, hill sprints. The key to beginner running, you just got to worry about those base miles, that base training. So if you look up online during the winter months, you'll always see a lot of base training plans. Basically, all you need to do is just build up your fitness. You don't need to worry about anything else. You don't need to worry about any sort of speed work or anything like that. You need to find out your easy endurance pace or just your easy run pace. And you're gonna do that pace all the time for at least a couple months to get that base up. What that will do is it's going to get your cardio level up to a certain level, but it's also going to increase the strength in your muscles and your tendons, which is huge. Then you'll be able to actually start putting in some speed efforts later on. But if you don't do that original base effort, you're not going to have that strength build up, and you're going to get hurt. So the perfect speed for this easy training, easy endurance based work is going to be an intensity of about 3 or 4 out of 10. So if you're running and it feels relatively easy, 3 or 4, that is the perfect intensity. So obviously as you go up hills, you'll have to slow down a little bit to maintain that intensity. Same thing when you go downhill, you can probably pick it up a little bit, but the key is keeping that intensity 3 or 4. Another good benchmark is that it should be conversational. So that means while you're running, if you're running with a partner, you should be able to talk in full sentences while you're running, no matter how long you've been going for. If you can't talk in full sentences, you're probably going too quickly. So just slow down. So just slow down until you can talk in full sentences. If you're going so slow that the only next step is to just walk, that's okay too. Walking is okay when you get into running. If you have to run just for 30 seconds or a minute and then walk for 30 seconds to a minute, that's okay. Do that, but don't just keep going and get yourself out of breath, because you're just going to be pushing yourself way too hard and you're simply just going to get hurt. Another way that's even a little bit more accurate involves buying a running GPS watch, and also if you've already done a 5-kilometer race before. So if you've done one in the past, say you did 30 minutes on your first one, you can go to this website here and basically you put in your time, and it automatically breaks down all the different paces that you should be running for each type of workout. You really only need to worry about base training, so just keep at that easy pace and follow your running watch and just run at that speed while you're on the flats. And then when you go on the hills, obviously slow down a little bit, and that's when you want to keep that intensity at 3 to 4. Okay, so basically this video is not that complicated, because if you're just a new runner, if you're just a beginner runner, your first 5K, your speed training doesn't have to be that complicated. You just really need to get the miles in, and you need to be nice and slow, nice and easy, and give your body time to adapt. One thing you'll find is that when you first start running, your cardiovascular system's going to be pretty poor because it's never had to run before. You'll notice that as you run the first couple times, your lungs start to get better quite quickly. And what happens is, as your lungs start to increase really quickly, your body, your muscles, your tendons don't have time to adapt as fast. So then you'll be thinking you're getting in better shape. You'll want to start running faster and faster, and that's when the injuries come, because your body hasn't had time to adjust as well. So a good rule of thumb is just to keep it slow no matter what, and you'll notice that you're not getting out of breath anymore. It's getting easier, but just keep giving it time, be patient, and let your body adjust too. and then you won't have to deal with all those running injuries that a lot of people deal with. You'll be able to build week after week and just keep increasing that foundation. And then finally, over I would say 2 or 3 months, once you've put that time in, that's when you can start worrying about your speed and all that. These are my tips for just base building for your first 5K. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully this will keep you out of injury, keep you happy running, and best of luck with your 5K. Oh, and if you like this type of video, I'm actually doing a full series all for people doing their first 5K. I'm not sure how many videos I'm gonna do yet, probably somewhere around 15 videos, all related to 5K things like nutrition, the running speed, finding the right training plan, and many more. Everything just related to 5K. So if you like that, subscribe and follow along.